Izzy. I am originally from South East London. I'm definitely a city person. I love what the city offers in terms of jobs, things to do, interests. Having said that, I can think about times this summer of having had a really busy day at work or got a really stressful week coming up and just thinking sometimes you need to get out into the open, which I think is quite a funny thing for me to say as a sort of city girl, but definitely something that I feel. Keeping it like from being too overrun.
Yeah, a couple of days in the summer when it was really busy. My name's Lynn. I'm a wild swimmer. That's my main purpose in life, I think, at the moment. I was born and bred in Devon, so I've always swum outdoors, but it tended to be something, you go to the beach, you do a bit of swimming, you do a bit of surfing. And then almost 3 years ago, I got breast cancer, and I found myself, having had quite extensive surgery, trying to do some swimming because I needed to get my shoulders, my upper body moving. I went onto the website for the Outdoor Swimming Society, found some swimmers locally, and I've just found myself loving it, making lots of friends. It's sorted my head out, sorted my body out. It's become a way of life, really. It's become something I have to do rather than something I just did incidentally. You ready? She's excited.
Lynn has brought me here to Sharrah Pool because, from what I understand, it's a very sort of famous landmark amongst wild swimmers. It's on the River Dart in Dartmoor.
I particularly love coming to this part of the moor and swimming here in this river because it's just magical, really. It's ancient woodland, lots of wilderness around us. It gets quite wild weather-wise because it's fairly high up on the moor. It's completely unpolluted, it's not spoilt, and it's quite a frisky river, so you always get a different experience when you're here, really, when you're swimming. This is Horseshoe Falls, and it's one of the best wild jacuzzis in the world, probably. There's a kind of mossy ledge underneath, and you can wedge yourself in and look out the other side. Ready, hon? Ready? That's spun through. So here it is. This is Sharrah Pool.
Wow, it looks so tempting. I think the water in the middle.
It's got to be one of the best natural pools anywhere, I think, because it's so deep. It's still in the middle, it's safe to swim in, and you've got the cascade at the top for a bit of fun.
We're going to do a bit of a longer swim today, so is there anything I need to think about kind of when doing that sort of swim?
Yes, definitely. The first thing is the cold, and obviously it's October. This river last week was about 9 degrees, which is really cold.
Yeah.
And if you just jump in there and you're not acclimatised to that level of cold, you'll get a thing called cold shock. And it's a response that you cannot control, and you'll just hyperventilate, so you'll be going and if you imagine doing that as you go under the water, at that point you will drown. So that's not a good thing to do. Get yourself up to your tummy, get your hands in, get used to the cold a bit, and then just swim in a controlled way.
Yeah.
And then when you're used to it, you can jump in.
Yeah.
And you also need to know that when you've swum off, you can get out again.
Yeah.
If you look up towards the cascade at the top, you can see the fast current coming down, and you've got that natural foam. And that shows you where the water's moving fast. And as you come round, you can see where it gets really lazy and it starts to spiral back on itself.
Yeah.
So this bit here is an eddy. It's really safe to get in and safe to get out.
And in terms of sort of keeping warm, is it really just keeping swimming and keeping moving?
Yeah. Try and breathe nice and steadily. Get yourself moving, and then just go for it a bit. Get a bit warmed up, and the heat that you generate will help to keep you warm.
Yeah.
You won't get hypothermia just swimming in this in an hour or so.
Yeah.
You can touch your fingers together like that. That means that you're still okay, because your fingers will start to do that, and you won't be able to do it. When you can't do that, that's the time to get out. If you start shivering in the water, get out. If you start doing like that, you normally do that when you come out.
When you get out. I've never really even thought about that. You're so right. You don't shiver in the water.
No, you shouldn't shiver in the water. If you do that, then get out.
Worrying,
Yeah.
And should you swim on your own, or should you swim in groups, or what's the best way to do it sort of safely and enjoyably?
It's a really good idea to go with a group first, and then you get to know people, you learn from them, and it's all about getting experience, and then you can then take other people swimming when you go swimming and pass the knowledge on to them. Okay, so we're in, and you're right, and you're going to Deep breath and just breathe out nice and slow and steady. Nice slow, steady breath. Okay. And smile. And it's raining, it's boiling. In the summer we'll come down in the evening sometimes. It's beautiful and the water's about 16 degrees. And then other times you can come, for example, it's October now, it's quite autumnal, I think that's the best way to describe it. The water's very cold in fact, but it's so invigorating, it's so lively here. In the winter it freezes on the falls sometimes and you can swim in the ice with snow around you. There's just nothing like it, I think, for feeling alive and just letting your mind wander and sorting your head out.
I think one of the really amazing things about being somewhere like this now is thinking about yesterday when I was in Brixton with all the thousands of people that are bombarding down the high street, and then coming somewhere like this where everything's green. I can barely see any grey anywhere. There's nobody else here, and that's just a really fantastic contrast. Because the idea of swimming is very much about getting into a place and kind of totally experience it. You might have all different sorts of things going on in your life, but you sort of jump in and you can't think about anything else other than, oh, it's really cold, or, oh, this is amazing, this is amazing. So you just sort of forget for a moment what else is going on, and that somehow helps you to contextualise things and put things back into place when you get out.
Fabulous. Izzy did so well.
It was amazing. It was completely different to the other swimming that I've done. Ooh. So we've been out now for about 10 minutes, something like that. Certain parts of my body are warm, others not really. I mean, I still can't think about anything other than I'm cold and I've just been in the water. Like, I haven't quite switched back onto reality yet.
You've got an endorphin rush now.
Slightly delirious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's lovely.
Yeah, no, it's great, thank you.
Have you got